Hi everybody, today I'm going to show you how to make my mole. I used a couple of colors, some black, white, and pink. The black is approximately about 170 bands, and the white about 60, and the pink about 30, 32. And I used 2 white pony beads and a pink pony bead. He is a chunky guy. So I'm going to show you how to make a belly extension and a face extension and how to attach that. I'm going to use one loom, and our loom's going to look like this with your arrows facing down. You're going to need about 5 or 4 things to hold your items on. So if you have extra holding hooks, that's great, or toothpicks or skewers. You're going to need something to hold them on, or if you have an extra loom, you can kind of just attach the pieces to your loom. And I'm going to get started. I'm going to show you how to do the arms. I'm going to start with black double bands, and we're going to go down the loom 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, excuse me, 5. And now taking some pink bands, we're going to use double, and we're going to go down twice. 1 and 2, and give it a push down at the end because we're going to cap this off 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. And now we're ready to loop up. So reaching in, just making teardrops all the way up. And now you can take off and just put to the side. You can pause the video and make yourself another one. Now I'm going to show you how to do the feet. So using pink bands, double, we're going to start on the right and we're going to go down 3 times. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Double bands in the middle. 1, 2, and 3. Just give it a push down. Using double bands, we're just going to close it off from the middle down to the right and push down. Taking a single, we're going to cap it 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, that came off, so I'm just going to do that again. 1, 2, and 3. Taking single, we're just going to make triangle for holding bands from there to there and there to there too. Now taking your hook, we're going to start to loop, grabbing the first 2 bands that are going to your middle, and now I'm just going to reach in and loop up the middle. Don't grab those holding bands. And on the right, all the way to the top. Now you're going to need 2 more pink bands because when we take this off, we're going to have to slide it on the double bands. So just remove, put nice and flat, and taking 2 bands, just put on your hook, support with your finger, and just slide those on. And grabbing the other end. And there's 1 foot. So you can pause the video and make another one. Now I'm going to show you how to do the nose. I'm going to be using white bands, and we're going to use double. So we're going to attach from there to there, and on the left to the middle, just going to push down, and middle to the right. Go down twice. 1, 2, and on the left. 1, 2, oops, 2. And now we're going to go from the left down to the middle, and the same thing on the other side. Now, using double bands, just fill in the middle. Taking a single, I'm just going to push these down and make a triangle and another triangle. This is where I'm going to use the pink pony bead. So I'm just going to slide it on a single white band, just like that. Grabbing my hook, I'm just going to grab both ends, and I'm just going to push this down, and I'm going to attach it here, just like that. This acts as a cap band, so if you don't have your pony bead, you could actually just cap using a pink band 3 times. So this part is just going to be tricky to loop, so I'm just going to move the nose out of the way and grab the top 2 bands, which are going to the middle, grabbing the next 2, which are going to the right, and the next 2, holding that nose down and to the left. So reaching in on the left, just going to loop up, and on the right, reach in, and in the middle, reach in, just like that. So you can remove, and there's your nose. I'm just going to give it a tug and put it to the side. Now I'm going to show you how to do the belly extension. The belly, I'm going to be using some black and some white bands. So for the belly, we're going to start off with a single, just singles, going down on your right 7 times, just with singles. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and on the left with single black bands. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now we're just going to close it off. So I'm just going to push down and going down to the middle and the middle to the right. Just give it a push down. Now in the middle section, we'll be using 1 single white just from there to there. And now the others will be double white bands. Oops. So double. So single and then double, double all the way down now. And one more time. And now just push everything down. Taking a single, oh sorry, I apologize everybody. Remove those last 2 white ones, I'm sorry, and put 2 black. I'm so sorry. So it should look like that. Taking a single, just cap it 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. And now taking single black bands, we're just going to make triangles from there to there. So we're just going to go around all the way down. With singles. So this is the belly extension. So now we're ready to loop up. So grabbing the top two, which are going to the middle, because they were double bands, and the next one single band is going to your right, and a single band to your left. Now just reach in and loop all the way up the left. Don't grab those holding bands, just reach in, pulling back and grabbing and making a teardrop. On the right, same thing, all the way up. And the middle. It's double bands, double bands, double, those double bands, those double, double, and your single. So now this is ready to come off, and you'll just reach in, grabbing those two bands, and those two bands, and then you can just remove. And it should look like this. Just put to the side, and now I'll show you how to do the face extension. So we're going to use some black and some white, just a couple pieces of white. So your single, we're going to go down using single black band 6 times on the right. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and on the left 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and now closing it off from your left to your middle, give it a push down, and your middle to your right. We're going to use a single black band to start, and now the rest are going to be double bands, so we're going to go down 3 times using black, 1, double bands, 2, 3, and now double bands, white, double bands, white again, and now double bands, black. Push down, and we're going to cap it at the end here 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to push everything down and taking single black bands, we're just going to make triangles just like that all the way down. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 triangle holding bands. Now just push down. I'm going to put eyes, and I'll be using the pony beads, and I'll be using a black single that will be sliding it on. Now if you don't have pony beads, I'll just show you how to do the eyes. So we're going to put this on the 4th peg on the left, going down to the 4th peg on the right, just straight across. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now just to quickly show you how to do eyes with elastics, if you don't know, just take a single black and you can just wrap it around 3 times. A single white, wrap it 2 times on one side and twice on the other side. So it's 2, 1, and 2, and another eye, 1, 2, and 3. Oops. I think these hooks should be a little bit longer. Twice on one side and twice on the other. Taking a single black and just slide these on. And you can go from there to there. So now we're going to attach the nose. So taking your nose, I'm just going to turn this around. And we're going to go from this peg to this peg. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your 6th and 5th peg, we're going to attach the nose. And we're going to have to, like, you can just kind of take it off and just put it on. This way your bands stay flat, and just attach it to your 5th peg. So your nose will be like that. And now we're ready, we're ready to loop up. So just reach in and grabbing your top 2 bands, which I only grabbed one. So I'm just going to reach in and grab the other. Those are your double bands that were going up. Now reach in and grab your single to your right, and then grab your single to your left. I'm just going to reach in and go up the left all the way to the top. Reach in, moving that eye and holding band away, grabbing your single bottom, and on the right, reach in, reach in, grab that bottom, and now the middle. Reach in, loop up. You're going to grab the bottom 2 bands, not the bands with your nose on. You're going to pull up, and we're just going to put that nose in between. So it was just going right in between that teardrop. And bring it over. Reach in, grabbing your double black, your double black, your double black, and then your single. And now you can remove off the loom, reach in, and reach in, and then take off. And there's your face extension, and just put to the side. Now we're going to do the body, and we're going to be using black bands. So taking double, we're just going to go from the left up to the middle, and your middle to your right. Go down 4 times on the right, double bands, 2, 3, and 4. On the left, same thing, 4 times, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to close it off from the left down to the middle, and the middle to your right. Using double black bands, just fill in the middle. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. This part right here, you might just want to use a single. There's going to be a lot to loop in this area, so you can just use a single and push down. Now taking double bands, we're just going to go from the middle to the right, and then the middle to the left. Now taking double bands, you're just going to go all the way down on the right. So that would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On the left, all the way to the end. 3. 4. 5. 6. And 7 in the middle. You can just use a single band right here and just give it a slight push down. You want to use double bands right here and then double all the way down. One more. And now we're just going to put single holding bands in triangles. So I'm just going to push these down, and we're just going to go on the face, here, from here to here, here to here, and now on the bottom. So you can skip this area. So that would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and let's just do one more here. I'm just going to take my hook and just bring it up. And now just give everything just a push down. And now taking your arms, we're just going to attach our arms on the left side and the right side right here. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and your 6 peg down. Just slide them on. And now taking your feet, we're going to attach our feet right at the end. Just like that, slide them on. And on the other side, right here, sorry, if your foot is twisted, you could just try taking it off, but something was wrong with my foot for some reason. I think I lost the band, I was losing it. So here you go, your feet. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to loop this area and loop up the middle. So reaching in, you're going to grab not the holding band, the bottom 2 bands that are here, and we're going to bring them to this middle peg. I only grabbed one. I'm just going to grab the other one and just bring it to the middle. On the right side, just bring it to the middle. And now loop, excuse me, loop up the middle, reaching in, reaching in, reaching in, and bring it there. Now taking your belly extension, just put them flat. And you have, I'm going to call this 3 sections, 2 black, 2 white, and 2 black. The first 2 black are going to go where your arms are. The next 2 white are going to go where this neck area is, where there's a lot of bands. We're going to add 2 more. And the other 2 black are going to go where your hands are. I'm just going to push where my hands are down, my arms, sliding those 2 black, sliding those 2 white, and sliding those 2 black. And now push where the arms are down again. you're going to have to keep an eye on this area. The last thing you want to do is have these slide off on you. So I'm just going to take my cap band where my 3 are, and I'm just going to bring it down to the second last peg just to support it. So I'm just going to give it a little stretch. Just like that. Again, I'm going to check here just to make sure it's not falling off. And now I'm going to show you how to attach, but this last teardrop here, you would have 2 elastics going to the side, the last teardrop, not your holding band, just the last 2. Bring it down to your second last peg going up. And the next teardrop, I'm just going to grab those 2 bands, not the holding band, just the teardrop, and just bring it down. Okay. Oops, my belly got stuck. So now I'm going to show you how to attach this belly extension. If you're not following, I'm going to try to go really slow. It really doesn't matter where you attach it. It will still be fine. But I'm going to show you how. So it's going to be puffy. You're going to have teardrops going down the sides. We're going to go in and grab the bottom one of the bottom elastics that are facing the peg. So just, you'll have a top part of the teardrop and the bottom part of the teardrop. We're just grabbing one and just looping it over the peg here. So the first teardrop is where we attached, the second teardrop we wrapped around, the third teardrop we wrapped around. Now the fourth teardrop, just reach in and grab a single, and we're going to grab the next teardrop and bring it around there too. So there's going to be 2 teardrop singles wrapped. Now reach in and grab another one to go here. Reach in and grab your last teardrop, just a single, like that. Now I'm going to turn it around and we're going to do this again. So you'll find your bottom single, don't grab both of the bottom ones, another one for the next peg, and a next one we're going to wrap around that same peg, so there's 2. Now the other teardrop, grabbing a single, and the last teardrop, going to go there. So now I'm going to loop up, and I'm going to start on the left. So reaching in on the second last peg, because we've already looped this one, just reach in and grab those bottom 2. Grabbing those bottom 2. Okay, so we're just reaching in and just the bottom 2 elastics we're just looping up. And doing the shoulder area. And on the right side now, reaching in, grabbing the bottom 2. I only grabbed one, so I'm just going to reach in and grab the other. Grab the bottom 2, the bottom 2, and now grabbing the bottom 2. Just going to turn this around. And here. Now you're going to loop up the middle, and this part's going to be tricky, so we're just going to look for the single that's going there. So just reach in and grabbing that single, that's not it. So just grab that single and now loop up the middle all the way to the top. And now taking your base extension, we're just going to put flat here. Just so we fix it. And we're going to put in sections again. So dividing it into 3, 2 is going to go on your top, the next 2 are going to go on your top middle, and your next 2 are on your right. So just side those on. The next 2 and the next 2. And just give it a push down. So this is going to be just like the belly extension. So what we're going to do now is, if you'd like, you could take your cap band just to hold it and bring it down. And we're going to take the teardrop just like we did at the bottom. So taking the 2 ends of the teardrop, and we're just going to bring it down, and the other, so like a section. So all you're doing is, if when you have a teardrop, so I'll just show you really fast, 1, 2, and 3. I'm just showing you. 1 second. If this is your teardrop, you're just grabbing the 2 sides and attaching it. That's all you're doing. So you're not grabbing both sides, you're just grabbing one side and attaching it. And now what we're going to do is we're going to reach in, and I'm going to do the left side. So just reach in, make sure you don't lose these bands, and grabbing the bottom teardrop, 1 elastic, and bring it to the side, grabbing the next teardrop, 1 elastic, and now grabbing a second teardrop, we're going to wrap it again on the 3rd peg, and on the last one we're going to take 1 and we're just going to add another 1, turning it around, and we're doing the same thing, grabbing 1, grabbing from the next teardrop just a single, from the next teardrop, so it's 2 on this peg, and the next teardrop, and reaching in for your last teardrop single, just like that. So now we're going to reach in and we're going to grab our next, so we're going to loop up. We're done, we're going to loop up. We're going to grab these elastics, so reaching in, and I'm just going to grab them from the side here and just go to the right. If there's tension, just loosen it up. And now reaching in, grabbing the last 2. And I'm just going to loop up on the left. So reaching in, grabbing the bottom 2 elastics, the bottom 2, the bottom 2, just pushing all these elastics out of the way and grabbing the bottom 2. And on the right side, reaching in, pushing all those elastics and just grabbing the bottom 2. And basically it's done. So you're just going to take a single, and we're going to do a slip knot, to tie it off, just like that. Don't pull too hard. And now you can remove. And there he is. There really isn't that much fixing to do. You could hide that if you want by just going in anywhere and just grabbing it and just pull it through. You can just pull the belly out. And if you would like, you just take your marker, if you have the pony beads, and just make a circle for the eyes, and then the other side. And there he is. I hope you enjoyed Looming with Cheryl. Please subscribe at the bottom, and I'll see you next time with another design. Bye for now.